Hiya, welcome to my channel and welcome to a video or review on the Pirelli Cinturato Gravel M tyre. Okay, so I've previously done a video on this and I'm now going to actually retake and redo the video because I feel that there's a few other things I could have thrown into this review that would have probably made it a bit more interesting and a bit more, would have given you a bit more sort of a bit more information to how the tyre is and how it reacts to different terrains, etc. So let's get involved into the tyre, but before we do that, let's just quickly recap on as far as what I'm trying to achieve here in this video. So basically I'm just trying to give you guys out there, girls and lads, guys, ladies and gents, a little bit more in-depth, a bit more of an in-depth review onto how this particular tyre is. Now there's going to be a lot of people out there that have used this tyre and they're going to be watching this video and saying, no, this tyre's that, blah blah blah, etc etc. So all of my feedback is literally just on my experience, my own personal opinions on it, so feel free to leave any comments, but obviously bear in mind that this video is based on my information, my opinion, and that is just to help guide people to whether they want to purchase this particular tyre in question, or this particular tyre that I've got here on the bike. So the Pirelli Cinturato Gravel M, so it's the M version, not the S and not the H. There is also the All Road, which is a part of the Pirelli family, and that is, if I put it up to the camera, you can see the tread on there, very much different, completely different tyre. So we'll speak about this in a little while and I'll put that back down there. These are the only two tyres I have in my possession, because I've sold some of the other ones that I've recently tested. So I can only give you some advice on this particular tyre in front of me, because this been the tyre that I've had the most results on, and I've probably used the most, to be quite honest with you as well. So the tread pattern on this particular tyre is quite an aggressive tread pattern, but don't be put off by that, because it is really fast tyre on the road, as well as gravel, and it will handle pretty much most terrain that you'll ever want to throw at it in this country, in the UK, whether it be wet, dry or damp, whether the trails are hard packed, soft, muddy, or as I said, you know, if you're using it on the tarmac, linking up roads to different trails or pathways. I've been using this tyre now for a couple of years, and I've been using it practically for near enough all of my riding, and in fact, if I remember going back a couple of years ago, I actually took this particular tyre, the same tread pattern, same tyre, I fitted it to one of my race crit bikes, and at the time it was quite a rubbishy part of the year, and rather than, you know, sort of like finish off my nice road bike tyres, I was whacking these on a set of gravel rims, and I was chucking them on my bike, and I was going to a local track, and I was literally doing my training sessions on these, and the guys were like, what the hell? But no, they was fine, and for me it was brilliant because I wasn't getting no punctures, I wasn't ripping tyres on pathways and trails, because it was a bit of a bit awkward to get to the track at the time, and I'd take different paths and trails and that to get there, and it was late evening, stuff like that, so you know, obviously these were up to the job. But no, they were fast, really fast tyre. You know, don't be put off by the kind of the tread pattern or the aggressive sort of way that the tread pattern looks, because it is literally a really quick, fast tyre. So I've chucked it at pretty much everything. It's not, as I said, it's not a slow tyre in the mud. Well, in the mud you'll get a little bit more of a, you know, it'll kick back a little bit and it'll be a bit more sluggish, obviously, because you're in mud and it's wet and damp and it's gripping to your tyres and slowing you down. But if it's fast If it's a road, and if it's nice hard packed dry gravel terrain, pathways, trails, this will be a perfect tyre for you. It's never really missed a beat as far as traction. It'll grip pretty much everything. It will kick out a little bit on loose stuff, but then any tyre that you get is pretty much going to do most of that. Most tyres are going to kick out a little bit on loose stuff, but it will still catch and it will still grip. If you kick out a little bit on the back, it will still, you know, catch, and it will just catch and keep you, you know, keep you going. But other than that, as I said, the pattern on the front is good for the tarmac sections because it's quite almost flat there, and then you've got these nice aggressive bits on the side. And if I move the bike slightly closer to the camera, and I'll move it a little bit up as well, you'll get an idea of what this actual pattern, or tread pattern, looks like a little bit more close to the camera. And you can see these are a 40 that I've installed on here. A lot of people are using the 45s. I like the 40s because they're perfect for this particular rim that I've got on this bike. They're not too wide. This rim, the rims I've got on here are aluminium ones. They're not carbon, and they're quite they're not narrow, but they're not really wide like some of my rims on some of my other bikes, like the Zip XPLR wheels I've got, 303s, which have got a really 40mm wide outer width. These are probably, I think, something like 30, maybe about something like a 30. I can't remember now. I haven't measured them for a long time, but the 40mm works fine. And for commuting to work, a few rides, a few club rides, etc., you know, and sort of all sorts of, you know, daily commutes and riding, and that, the 40 is perfect for me. It's not too bulbous, and it's not too sluggish. So I haven't tried the 45s in them just yet. I am going to probably try them this year, at the end of the year when I wear these ones out. I've always stuck to the 40s, but I'm going to start using the 45s on my other wheels because they're slightly wider. As I said, there's a bit more traction there, and a bit more grip, and a bit more puncture resistant. Let's see later on when I get them installed, and when I purchase them, get them installed, and see what they're like, how they react, how they react compared to the 40s, and I'll let you know then. But if you're looking for a tyre that's in the Pirelli range, or if you're looking for a tyre and you haven't tried the Pirelli range, then please, you know, don't take my word for it. Go out there and do some more research, and maybe, you know, even buy some, purchase some, and try them out, and let me know how you get on. But for me, I've found these tyres to be perfect for what I want them, or for what I mean, they've been great as far as they've done everything that I've wanted to do. They've ticked the boxes, and that's why I've stuck to them. I did try the gravel, Pirelli Cinturato Gravel S, which is a slightly more knobbly, kind of rounder tread pattern, and I would say it's probably more like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's more like the Schwalbe G1 Bites, if you know what that tread pattern like. It's probably more like that. The S model of the Cinturatos is, as far as I've found, to be quite a slow tyre. It's very grippy in all terrains, but it is very, very slow, very sluggish. Whereas these are much more snappier, much more quicker, and they are just as grippy on the wet and the dry. So that's a little bit about these. As I said, feel free to get some more research, do some more research rather, and see what you think. But as far as I'm concerned, as if you want a nice gravel tyre, and you want something out of the Pirelli range, and you haven't tried any of the models yet that the Pirellis have got for sale, then try this one first and see how you feel with it, because this is probably going to be your better choice out of most of the ones. There are some other models like the RC, I haven't tried them yet, so I'm going to try a few other models, but I've literally stuck to these for the time being, because they've done everything I've wanted them to do, and they're quick as well. So anyway, with that, I will say please leave some comments and let me know your thoughts, and we'll catch up later, and I'll maybe later on in the year when I get the 45s on. See you later. Cheers. Bye.